what's up guys? Today I'll be doing an unboxing and first look of the Hayabusa Talon boxing shoes. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here. Today I'm doing an unboxing and first look on the newly released Hayabusa Talon boxing shoes. These retail for $149 on Hayabusa's website. I got mine in the black and red colorway in size 11. So without further ado, let's go ahead and cut this box open and take a look at the shoes. They have these shoes as small as size 4 all the way up to size 13, and they do not offer this in half sizes. Would have been nice to have half sizes that were available for these particular shoes. These are going to be actually the second pair of Hayabusa boxing shoes I'll be eventually doing a review on. I did a review on the original Hayabusa shoes. We're really solid shoes. These are $50 more, so they're more expensive than the original Hayabusa boxing shoes. Whether or not it's worth the price increase is, I guess, yet to be determined. Once I start using them, I'll be able to give you guys my thoughts on these compared to the original shoes, which are still available. So you still have the choice between the original Hayabusa boxing shoes as well as these. Obviously, I'm going to be using this for the next couple of weeks, and then once I do the review, I'll be able to give you guys my thoughts and my inputs on these shoes. So first things first, you'll notice that it comes with this really nice Hayabusa shoe box that it comes in black and white. It says Hayabusa right there on the front, and it's kind of like this zigzag white line design. HayabusaFight.com on the back of the box, and on the side of the box it shows Talon black and red in size 11 right there. So you have the specs of the shoes, and then rotating on the other side you just have again another Hayabusa logo. So opening the box itself, you have that flap that opens up. You have your paper on the inside, and there you have it. So I got mine in the black and red. There is currently 5 colorways available. So aside from this black and red that I have here, they also have it in white and fuchsia, which is basically kind of like a white and pink. They have it in an all black. They have it in kind of like a khaki and military green, and they also have it in a kind of like a royal blue and yellow colorway. I was actually gonna get it in that royal blue and yellow colorway just because I'm from the Bay and I'm a big Golden State Warriors fan, but I thought the color of the blue and yellow was a little bit too loud for my boxing shoes, so I kind of wanted to go with this black and red. If I had another choice, I wish they had an all white with maybe blue on it. I think that would look clean, so maybe down the road they'll come out with other colorways and go with like an all white instead of the fuchsia. I also thought even about maybe even getting the white and fuchsia, the white and pink, but just not really a big color I'm a fan of. So there you have it. Took it out of the box. Go ahead and put the box to the side. And here are the shoes. So beautiful looking shoe. And the first thing I thought when I purchased these gloves, when I first saw them and Hayabusa released these, is I feel like they're inspired by basketball shoes. Most notably, it kind of reminds me of like the Jordan 12s. And you'll notice that a lot of boxing shoes kind of take their inspiration from basketball shoes of the past, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think there's a lot of amazing looking basketball shoes that you can take your inspiration from when it comes to the design of the shoe, and then obviously implement your own twist onto it in terms of the performance of the shoe. But you'll notice that it has this beautiful black and red design, and then you have that rubber outsole and kind of that icy green color. So it looks really good because it has kind of a translucent look to it on the outsole, on that bottom outsole. So that looks really good. I love the way that looks with that icy green. And then the black and red, when I said that, it kind of reminds me of like the Jordan 12s, is how that front leather kind of wraps around the toe and then kind of comes to the side a little bit. So it does kind of remind me of that. But in terms of aesthetics, I think they did an amazing job with these shoes on making them look really clean. And it still has the look of a boxing shoe, but has some elements of a basketball shoe. And to me, it's kind of like a good hybrid, if you want to call it, like a good combination of both. And obviously when I put my feet into the shoes, I'll really know how they feel. But you do notice that it also has that Hayabusa logo right there, right where you can pivot on the ball of your foot. And it has this little Hayabusa tag that comes with it right there. Pulling the laces out. So you have round laces with plastic tips at the end, and then you have the tongue holder, the tongue lace holder that goes down the middle of the tongue. And one thing you'll notice it also has this little back hoop. So the nice thing about this is you can kind of use this for a couple different things. This little back strap is, you can use it to, obviously you can hang the shoes up if you wanted to, but a lot of times when I'm putting my feet into the shoes, I need something to kind of pull onto so I can drop my heel into the back of the shoe, and that really helps it. Otherwise you're trying to grab the back of the top of the rim of the back of the shoe and trying to pull up on it. And it's really nice when you have this little this piece right here that you can pull up on, and allows you to drop your heel into the shoe. So you have that as well. It has really nice solid heel cut. The Hayabusa is all embossed into that, so it's not just printed, but it's actually embossed into this synthetic leather on there. You also have the Hayabusa with a little bit of micro suede, and then you also have a mesh upper with leather around it. So a mesh upper, nice round laces, that's synthetic. You also have this polyurethane that wraps around. On the inside, the material is PU upper, polyurethane, rubber, and it has an EVA sole, so EVA midsole, and that's what's really going to give you the support that you're looking for when you're using these shoes, as well as a little bit of cushioning as well. So rubber EVA sole, designed in North America, made in China. So you have that right there. Nothing surprising about that. The inside, that right there, kind of keeps the toe box nice and formed. And another thing I noticed too, it also has kind of this little unique design. I don't think I've seen this before. It has like these little red pieces of thread right here, and your laces kind of go through it, and just kind of a unique design. Kind of gives it almost like a boutique look to it. These little red threads that go right there on the toe box, and it's on both shoes. And my initial thoughts is maybe they're just there temporarily, like you're supposed to cut them off, but they're not. I mean, they're threaded in there, so maybe they threaded in there, and you have that little Hayabusa, that's micro suede tab right there that thread goes into. But nice little feature. I think that looks really clean. It gives it some contrast with the white laces and the black, and you also have that red. You know, the colors really go well together. And you also have the Talon right here on the outside edge. The insole is removable. It's nice. So you have a fully removable insole, and the insole on here says Hayabusa, and it also has some traction bumps on it. I call them traction bumps. Basically, if you can see, it's kind of hard to see in the video, but there's these little bumps that are raised up on the insole, and what that helps with is allowing your foot to stay in place when you're moving with the shoes. The last thing you want is your feet to be shifting around, because you're wearing socks, right? And you don't want your feet to shift around on the inside of the shoe. I like the fact that Hayabusa didn't just put some really super cheap thin insole on the inside. They gave you something that's pretty robust, thick, and it has a good amount of cushioning, and even the heel has a good amount of padding on the insole. I'd say that this insole is maybe a three-quarters of an inch, almost an inch thick. So they definitely give you a nice insole that it comes with, so you don't have to go out and buy an aftermarket insole. I mean, you still could if you wanted to, completely up to you, but I do like the fact that it's a nice insole and it's fully removable. Some companies will glue the insole to the inside of the shoe, which I hate, and then you have to kind of basically tear the insole out to put your own custom orthotics in it, which I think is kind of a pain. Some people have asked also, are you supposed to put the insole on top of the existing insole? No, you're supposed to remove whatever's in there before you put your own insole in. So this comes only in full sizes, like I mentioned earlier. So I got mine in size 11, which I always do because I usually wear size 10.5 in my regular street shoes. But when it comes to boxing shoes, I tend to go a half size up anyways, just because boxing shoes tend to run a little bit more snug, especially in this toe box area. So, you know, for those of you asking, like, what size should I get these in? I won't be able to tell you guys until I start wearing these. And when I eventually do my review, then that's when I'll have a good answer for that. I do wish they made them in half sizes, just because if you're, say for example, size 10 and you have wide feet and you want to go to size 10.5, they don't have 10.5. So you're kind of stuck with either 10 or 11, and 11 might just be too big for you. So that's kind of the quandary that you run into with having shoes that don't have half sizes, which again I think is a big opportunity for really all companies that don't offer half sizes when it comes to boxing shoes, just because of how different everyone's feet are, especially people with wide feet. But looking at the toe box, it looks promising. It doesn't look extremely narrow. It doesn't look super wide either. The areas that I typically have issues with is like right here on this outside corner and right on the inside here. So once I start using them and I do the review, I'll let you guys know how that feels. But so far, so good, man. I think they look amazing. The build quality looks really nice overall. You know, the stitching looks really clean. I love that kind of that icy green outsole and the suede and the leather and a synthetic mesh upper, polyurethane. I like the fact that they use those little lace holders on the tongue. So just a beautiful looking shoe that looks like it's been constructed real nicely. They put a lot of you know, thought into making this shoe. Looking forward to using them. So if you guys have any questions or comments, as usual, put them down below. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Hayabusa Talon boxing shoes. I'll see you guys later. Take care.